KVEO-TV and Local 23 News present RGV History Revisited with your host, Marlene Rodriguez.
Hi, I'm Marlene Rodriguez. Welcome to RGV History Revisited, a show just on history in the Rio Grande Valley. And joining me is...
Gene Fernandez with the Cameron County Historical Commission.
Okay, Gene, can you tell the audience where we are right now?
This is a precious site. We are presently in the Neal House. The Neal House was built in the 1830s, probably going on to the 1840s, but it was situated in Brownsville in 1850, thereabouts. So it's considered the oldest wooden structure in Brownsville, most definitely that still exists.
Awesome. And so can you tell me what is original?
The section that we're in right now, there are 3 contiguous rooms. That is the original section of the Neal House. What we have behind us here is an add-on that was done in 1950, and that was done when the Neal House by the Neal family was presented to the Brownsville Art League.
Very good. And so can you tell me, from the structure that we're in right now, what is original from the 1800s? You know, is it the ceiling, the floor, obviously not the fans?
The entire structure, the main structure of what we're in right now is all original. To the point of the doors, the fireplaces, the floors, and all that, because it was a package house when it was shipped over from Britain to this part of the world. When I say package house, it was like a by number. You had it pre-cut and it was shipped in, and it was disassembled at one time and then reassembled. So this structure, the planks you can see, they're all original. What we have on the wall, obviously, is something that was put in the 20th century.
Very good. Let's take a look at this right here. So can you explain what this is?
Yes. This is very, very typical of a Victorian fire guard. Whenever you have a fireplace like this, it's either coal-fired or wooden-fired or whatever. And this avoids the problem of the sparks emitting out into the room. And so this is definitely from the 19th century.
Very good. And what about this right here?
I'm looking at that old wood, and it's as well. It was when the account that I read about the reconstruction of this house various times after it was moved is that the brick were disassembled and reassembled here. So this is the original brick that came through from the 1850s.
And what is it made out of?
Those are ranch-fired brick. It's an adobe, and it literally was taken from the mud of the Rio Grande or from the Resacas here and formed into brick. And so that is 19th century brick.
Very good. And if we could imagine, what took place in this room? Was this a bedroom? Was this a kitchen?
We know that the room before us there was the bedroom because the accounts read that during the Cortina raid that shots were fired into the right front bedroom. So that was a bedroom. What these were situated as, obviously, is up to conjecture, but I would imagine that is the entry area there, and then this was another bedroom. Kitchens at that time were always outside of the main structure for fire hazard reasons, but if these walls could talk, they would tell enormously interesting stories.
And if we could just imagine a little bit more, like, you know, around that time, the fireplace is right here, so where would the bed be?
I would say that the light always comes in from the east, and so this house was facing east. It was originally on 13th and Washington, along that, actually fronting on 13th Street. So that would have been the light entry into the house. My thought is that the beds were probably over on this side. And the way that the house was constructed, or the compound was constructed, that this house was in, because William Neal started in Matamoros 2 years before Texas independence. So the house took on various aspects of construction throughout all of that period. But there were outhouses and various different rooms that were associated with the main living structure back in those days.
Perfect. And so what about this door? Was this door here when the house was constructed?
Yes, having seen the old 19th century wood and whatever, I can identify that most definitely as being original to the house. The doorknob itself is original from 19th century. These are 20th century, but the hinges and all of that are original in structure. Even the hand-drawn wood that constitutes the molding and the paneled effect and all of that is very, very typical of, now you see the gouge marks and all of that, very, very typical of what you would have in older construction.
Awesome. So this door and this door handle is from the 1850s.
That's right. The very people that were in this house that made history walked through that door. When you speak of this house was not unique for the period, obviously. It stands out today. But this house is considered to be a Georgian ranch-style structure. It was a package home that was purchased by Neil from England. It was pre-cut and then shipped over to the New World and assembled here on site, originally in Matamoros. It is a solid structure. The beams that are here are of the old wood. If you look at the exterior and you see parts of it that are damaged, that are by water, rot and whatever, that's only surface blemishes. You go into the interior of this house, the beams are strong, as stronger than they were actually in the original building of the house. When the original people came to Brownsville, I'm saying original from the what you call the European settlement under Taylor and the development of the Mexican-American War, there were no houses in Brownsville at all. The account reads that there were nothing more than 2 or 3 miserable jacales, little shanties that were here on these grazing lands from Matamoros. And then when the colonization took place from 1848, after the development of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, then that's when the building boom started, and then that's when Neil brought this particular structure over, and planted it there on 13th and Washington.
Coming up next on RGV History Revisited, find out the major historical events that took place in the Rio Grande Valley, including the Mexican-American War and Civil War.